Hey guys, Coach Tyler here with Momentum Throws. We are here yet again with one of my sophomore throwers on my team. Her name is Bronwyn Adams. She goes to Burleson High School here in Texas, and she is awesome. I'm really fortunate, lucky, and frankly, really blessed to have an opportunity to train and work with her. As she's had some coaching previously, and she's done some really good things, and had sustained an injury, and just went through some battles and whatnot. So I'm so happy to be on this journey with her, and on this path with her, and we're just getting started, and some things are starting to click, and that's awesome. She has all the power, all the zip and the whip and the athleticism that you want in a discus thrower, and that's gonna make her very successful. And I'm looking forward to the future with her. Now again, she's a sophomore. This throw, I believe, was 130 feet and some change. I'm not exactly sure, but her PR the previous weekend we threw 138. 138 and some change, which is awesome, and we're chasing 150. I'm gonna put that out there. I definitely think that she's a 150 plus foot discus thrower this summer. There's just some small things that we need to correct and really try to ingrain into her craft, into her technique. And we'll take a look at this throw, and we'll talk about some of those things. And hopefully, by the end of the summer, I'll be posting another video where everything's kind of come together. Yes, a lot better. There are some things there's some things you can't really teach an athlete to have, and that's the athleticism part of it is genetics. Yes. Can you train to be a better athlete? Yes, absolutely. But the feel and pull of a discus, and just in my opinion, is something that you just find as a discus thrower. Maybe there's a great coach out there that can share some of that knowledge and express something different. But in my mind, some people just feel the discus differently than others. That's what makes them a discus thrower. And this girl has an excellent feel for the discus. That's not something that I can take credit for in terms of teaching her and whatnot. She's got a great pull, a great idea of how to use her body on the release. But it's the other things in the ring that I want to address. So first and foremost, again, this thrower looks different from all my other throwers. I'm not a cookie cutter. My throwers look different. I try to lean very heavily on the physics and the basic movements that I was coached and taught, and what my mentors gave me and what I've had success with. I'm constantly looking for more things, but you'll never see my throwers all looking the same. Now, I like this setup here. I like that setup here. I like this movement here. Now, what I've previously stated with some of my other throwers is getting the armpit out past the toe. Coach Adams from UTSA was my coach. He told me that years ago, and I've stuck with it. So if her knee and toe are here, you can see how her armpit never gets around. And that's just a simple way to tell the athlete to stack the left foot. Get over your left. Get on top of your toe. You're not going to be able to sprint as a sprinter if all of your weight is displaced on the wrong leg or displaced back. If it's not in the right place at the right time, you won't be able to get out of the block. You won't be able to really drive through the ground forcefully to move your body. And it's the same thing here. So she needs to continue to work getting the armpit out past the toe and reaching. I also like to have the drive, the timing of the drive to be down the sector line. I know that may be a little bit old school, but I just like it. I like it. It once I've taught a lot of athletes to do that, it kind of fixed their over rotation. It kind of fixed the timing of the drive, and it made a little bit more sense to do it down the sector. If you're right-handed, right sector. If you're left-handed, left sector. To open up your foot and your heel and to start pushing when everything's oriented in that direction. So the first and primary thing is cleaning up the back of the ring. We want to get the armpit out past. We want to stop that foot somewhere in here, and we want to get going in that direction. Everything starts to drive, everything starts to sweep, shoulders continue to move. So wherever your foot, young throwers, if you're watching this video, wherever your foot is facing, ultimately in the discus, that is probably where you're going to go. Now you can see how her foot was facing in that direction, and then that's where her right foot landed. It's just simple mechanics and physics of the body. So she over-rotated simply because the back of the ring was just a little bit too rotational and not too much directional, which is what we want. Now, she has and holds a high orbit in the discus. That's not something that I really want to mess around with, simply because that's what's comfortable to her. But I would like for that discus to be carried around a little bit lower, like somewhere in here. Yes, a little bit lower, somewhere here. Left arm can stay the same, so we can feel the discus path a little bit more. Because it's up high, you're forcing the shoulder to maneuver, and it makes it very difficult to feel the path of the discus. And it makes you a little bit stiff too. Right foot lands too much to the side here. I want it to be more back in this direction, right? And then the left arm, as you can see, is here and then here. We want left arm in this position to be out here, nice and long. Right arm follows the left arm. Left arm sets and leads the rotation of the throw. If the left arm starts to come in tight and you start to elbow and you start to block really prematurely, then the right arm's going to be tight. It'll probably stay long because of the mechanic of the throw, but you won't be able to really turn and rotate the body in to increase the speed of the discus. This is only 2 pounds, 2.2 pounds. So you're trying to have a good speed on release, but it's kind of hard to do that if one arm was bent, if you're a little off-centered, and you're not really using the hips all the way through, which is what I think is amazing about Bronwyn, because she was able to throw 138, and there's still so many mechanical things that she can correct. Overall, though, I like this finish. I like the pull through, the release. The hips are going through. She's able to save her throw from good rotational force. There's some things that she does really, really, really well. But the minute she starts to really feel the back and feel the middle position a little bit better and more lined up, I believe is when she's going to throw over 150. And that's what we're working towards, and that's where she's heading. So just keep working at it, Bronwyn. I'm really, again, excited to work with her, and we'll see how summer goes.